Welcome to Fantasy Kingdom. I'm your host, Mikey. That is Howie. What's going on, brother?
Oh, not too much. Just another week.
Yeah, week 10. We're already at week 10.
Week 10, geez. And I have one win.
Yeah. So people shouldn't be listening to your fantasy advice is what I'm hearing.
I've had some bad luck this year. That's all.
Start Flacco or Allen. Leave it to Scott to come in. You always start him.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, you always start Allen if you can.
So
I like Flacco though.
I do like Flacco.
He just doesn't. I don't think he's got that many weapons this week.
No Pittman Jr. That game actually has the two receivers out. They have Amari out and they have Pittman Jr. out. Hi, Grandma.
Bob made it on the show.
Yes, she did. So it'll be interesting to see how that game plays out.
Give me a call later.
So you wanna get us started with the injury notes this week?
Yeah, let's start out with the Bills. Okay, Keon Coleman's out.
Mm-hmm.
You got Cooper questionable. You got Samuel questionable. You got Hollins, who's been redshirted all week. Then let's move to Lawrence is still questionable. I don't know if he's playing yet. Dak's out. Nico is questionable, but he's back. Pittman Jr. out. Slayton out. James Brooks, he's coming back, but probably I wouldn't play him. Evans is still out. BTJ is questionable. Brian Robinson from the Redskins is out. Chris Olave is out. Juju is out. London is questionable and Debo is questionable, but I think Debo's going to play. There may be more, but those are the ones I have right now.
Okay. It'll be interesting to see how McCaffrey's used coming back.
Yeah, I myself with an Achilles injury, I don't see him going much up the middle, and I don't see him like goal line. Okay. I see some dinks and dunks, little passes. Keep him safe. You don't want him running up against a pile of like five guys and putting all that stress back on that leg. I mean, if he's playing, he's healed. But do you take that kind of chance? And say,
they said the same thing about Aaron Rodgers. They said the same thing about Kirk Cousins last year, after they had calf injuries, and then the first game it popped.
Yeah.
So
medicine's getting better. You got to give them that.
U4Tube8 comes in and says start 2 half PPR. Herbert, Stroud, Daniel Jones, with Nico coming back, leaning towards Herbert, Stroud, but the Giants matchup is really good as well.
I like Jones this week.
I never like Jones.
You never do. And last week, I think he outscored Josh. I think he did.
Outscored who?
Josh Allen.
No.
I think in fantasy,
he was 30.45 versus 30.10.
Okay.
But don't come in here having Josh Allen slander. That's just not going to be accepted here.
Okay. He was close to equal with Josh, as much as you hate him, and he's playing against a terrible defense this week. So I mean, I've got a whole thing on the Giants this week.
Listen, I'm going Herbert and Jones. I don't trust Stroud yet. I need to see it because the issue with Stroud isn't even so much that he's down as receivers. That offensive line has been bad.
Right. No, yeah. When I looked at this question, we got off on Daniel Jones, but yeah, I would go Herbert and Jones this week.
Because who's Jones playing?
Detroit
in that game. Who?
Detroit.
Giants versus Detroit.
Giants is against Carolina.
Okay, yeah. So that's not a good defense either.
Stroud's against Detroit.
Yeah, Stroud's got Detroit. Yeah, and they just got a pass rusher to help that Detroit defense. So Herbert and Jones.
Yeah, definitely.
I like that. I like that a lot. So let's just jump into some studs and duds around the league. Last week, Joe Burrow led all stud quarterbacks, and chances are he's going to lead them again this week.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts and then Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes finally had, the Patrick Mahomes day.
Yeah.
And then honorable mentions, we have Lamar Jackson, who's just putting together an MVP season.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'll win the MVP, but man, he's playing the best ball he's ever played. But also helps that he has all those weapons. It's one of those things. When you have to work on Derrick Henry, it makes throwing the ball much easier.
Oh, heck yeah. And he's going nuts this year.
And he is. Then we had Geno, welcome back, Geno. He went through for 363, 3 touchdowns, but he had 3 picks.
Yeah.
That's what you get with Geno. He's a souped up version of Jameis back in the day. And we know how much you love your Jameis.
Yeah.
And then Josh Allen was a honorable mention. As he just did his Josh Allen thing: 235, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception that bounced off the rookie's hands, which happens. Don't forget to place your Howie's Hot Pepper Challenge vote. Yes. So Howie's Hot Pepper Challenge it's been redesigned, reconfigured. So it's Howie versus the chat. Howie now gives out 3 options for you to vote for. This week we have D-Hop under 20 points. We have Purdy over 20 points, and we have Mahomes under 20 points. The chat will go out and vote. Whatever the highest percentage of vote is, that will be this week's challenge. So if you guys get it right, Howie next week will eat a hot pepper. If you get it wrong, Howie escapes and doesn't have to eat the pepper next week. So let's get it right and make him eat his pepper.
That's right. Try your best.
How's it going? Do I start Ingram with Mac Jones or Dalton Schultz? Oh man, we were having this conversation off air Howie has Ingram.
I have Ingram and Taysom Hill, and with Jones in there, I think I'm going to go with Taysom.
So would you go Dalton Schultz? Because that's Stroud versus Detroit.
Boy, Ingram is going to be the guy because BTJ's hurting a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And
but how good is Mac Jones?
A backup quarterback's best friend can be his tight end or his running back.
Yeah.
So in this case, you know what? I'm going to go with Taysom Hill. I think you should go with Ingram.
Yeah.
It's a 6 to 1 after one or the other. It's a tough one.
So the Texans are playing the Lions. The Lions got a good pass defense. I'm probably going, and who the Jags have who this week? Who the Jags playing this week?
Minnesota.
Oh, man, that's
they're both in terrible situations, but Ingram is kind of the go-to guy.
That's a toss-up, man. That's hard. What do you have out on the waiver wire? Do you have a better option out on the waiver wire? Because I'm not sure I want to play either one of these guys.
I'll tell you one guy you can pick up on the waiver wire. Theo Johnson,
the tight end for the Giants. Okay,
he's probably out there.
If I had to choose between 2, I'm going Schultz. I think Minnesota's defense is better than Detroit's defense.
Well, yeah, and Schultz and Stroud have been working together, playing together.
Yeah.
Jones comes in, he's the backup. Yeah, Ingram might be the go-to guy, but yeah, you know what? Take Mike's advice this time.
Oh, if Kyle Pitts is another option, I'm going Kyle Pitts.
Oh yeah.
They're going against the Saints, who really just can their head coach. Yeah, no, I'm going Kyle Pitts.
And lately, Kyle's getting all kinds of love. I mean, this is the finally the season where he plays.
He's got a quarterback that throws it to him, which was kind of what we thought would happen with Drake London and Kyle Pitts getting Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, you should have led with Pitts.
Yeah, but he wanted to challenge us.
No, that was good. That was the best challenge you could come up with because it's so tough. It's a coin flip.
It is. I would definitely go with Kyle Pitts. If I had to pick one of those 2, I'm going Schultz over Ingram because of the defensive matchups.
Right.
Okay, back to the studs on the running back side. We had Saquon Barkley. And did you see Saquon hurdle the dude backwards?
Up, yeah, the helicopter.
That looked like video game shit. Does the spin and then goes backwards, almost like Mario.
Yeah, it was. He's having a good year.
Yes, he is.
I can't believe I passed on him.
You know,
no, you got him first. You grabbed him.
Yeah, I grabbed him first, but 4 guys passed on him.
Oh God,
I had the 5th pick.
I passed on Kamara. I passed on Williams. I passed on. I can't believe I went. You know, I mean, I got Jacobs, but I was not the best move.
You were so in on Jacobs though this offseason.
I was all in on him. I'm thinking he was going to come in and do like Aaron Jones did.
Yeah,
with the Packers, and I thought, wow, man, this guy's finally got himself a team. Well, he's doing okay. I mean,
but he's not doing what the other guys are doing.
He's not doing fantasy. He's not helping me in fantasy at all.
Yeah. So then we had Saquon that led the charge. Then we had Achane, who has just become fantastic back this year. Like he took all of the issues that he had last year, and turned them in. Like now he's giving you performance after performance. And having Tua back changes it. He was the only guy that was worth rostering when Tua was out. Yeah. And I loved what Miami did last week. I'm a diehard Bills fan, but their game plan against Buffalo was fantastic. They just kept pounding the rock, throwing short, running screens because Buffalo can't stop a screen if the life depends on it.
Yeah.
Chase Brown, who has really stepped up since the loss of Moss.
Yeah.
He is now RB1 there. And he keeps putting it on the show. He's probably going to be, up there again this week because he had a great Thursday night.
Yeah. Well,
and then
Chase
honorable mentions. Yep. Honorable mentions. We had Derrick Henry and J.K. Dobbins. And man, how about Dobbins resurgent this year?
Oh, yeah.
Coming back after back-to-back years of IR stints with, knee and then Achilles. And he's just looking fantastic with Harbaugh.
Well, it's funny. Goes to a team that's known mostly for passing. He gets a coach that loves running, and all of a sudden, boom, he's a happy camper.
Well, if you think about it, Greg Roman's the OC. He was the OC in Baltimore when Dobbins was drafted. So he knew what Dobbins could do.
He knows his skills.
Yeah, and that's why both Edwards and Dobbins went there because Roman was there. And everyone knows Jim Harbaugh is a running head coach. Let's run, play defense. That's what he likes to do. Even though you have an all-world quarterback.
Yep.
And
I dropped him this year. And that's okay. I'm happy with what I ended up with.
Yeah. It's been a good setup for you going forward for your keeper core. Wide receivers, JSN. I did not see that coming. Last week I was telling people I would have ranked JSN at 4, and I did not see JSN having 7 for 180 and 2 touchdowns. Where did that come from?
Well, and you wonder how many people are going to jump on his bandwagon this week because I haven't seen
it. People love to chase that dragon.
Well, let's see. Seattle is playing. Seattle's off this week.
Yeah. but you know people are going to be jumping all over that bandwagon.
Oh yeah.
Trying to chase that dragon. We had someone who instantly the leader of our fantasy group instantly went out and picked him up. Like, okay. DK's coming back after the bye, buddy. JSN's not going to be getting those targets. But then Garrett Wilson had a week, 9 for 90, 2 touchdowns. But it was a Thursday night game, so it's been over a week since anyone's seen him. You forget how good that game was.
It was he had some nice catches.
Yeah, he did. How he got his shin down in the back of the end zone on that one, I will never know.
I know. That's just
it defies logic.
How do you flatten that out before that knee hits?
Right out of bounds. Some of these guys are just amazing athletes. Zay Flowers, who has really started to pick it up. D-Hop now with Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
He had 28. He went for 8 for 86 and 2 touchdowns. And then a guy we talked about last week, Demarcus Robinson. We said, don't forget about Demarcus Robinson because he's been the one with those 2 guys out. Now he's going to be the 3. And he had the game-winning touchdown. And then the
Yeah,
last of the honorable mentions is Cortland Sutton. We had a Cortland Sutton signing, which is cool.
finally.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see him emerge every
Yep.
6 or 7 games.
From the tight end standpoint, we had Mike Gesicki.
Yeah.
Which was
pretty much everybody on Cincinnati.
Yeah. The last couple of weeks, they've really been going off. We had the return of the real Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
You know, Cade Otton. Listen, I've been crapping on Cade Otton all year long because they just didn't seem to have that connection. The second Mike and Evans and Godwin go down, Otton's been the man. And guess what? I had him in multiple leagues. I went out and picked him up, and he has been a steal. Josh Oliver for Minnesota, with the return of Hawkinson, Oliver's the one who showed up at tight end for Minnesota. And then your buddy Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
And you're saying play Taysom Hill this week.
I'm thinking against well, it's him or Ingram, and Ingram's got Mac up, It's just Ingram's had a rough season. He had the hamstring problem for a while, and then now he's got Lawrence problems, and he's good. He's always good for like 9 or 10 points. But I think Hill's got a much higher ceiling right now, especially with Olave out and Rashid Shaheed out.
Mm-hmm.
They're really, they're gonna have to get sneaky.
Yep. Then everybody's favorite rookie tight end, Brock Bowers, rounds out the studs for the tight ends. Brock Bowers, man, that guy just has lived up to every bit of the hype that he had coming out of college.
You know what? It seems like though every year there's that new tight end, the new best improved, and then the guy from last year, Laporta. It's like, Sam who?
Right? Everyone thought it was gonna be Kincaid, and it ended up being Laporta.
Yeah, and then first Kincaid, then Laporta. Now so start 2.
Stevenson, Eckler, Jennings. I'm going Stevenson and Eckler. Is Jennings back?
Yeah, he's back, but everybody's back.
Everybody except Ayuk.
Which puts Jennings and Pearsall is coming out. So
He's
Jennings
wide receiver 2 there.
Jennings is kind of back to being, second thought. But Eckler's going to be the number 1 there today because Robinson's out.
Mm-hmm. We do play Dynasty. And we play a version, like our main league is a version of a Dynasty. We've been in the league for 21 years. We have like a keeper Dynasty, and we have a limit. We have a cap. So you got to get five players, and you can't keep any of the first 3 rounds. So it's round 4 and on are keepers outside of that, and they have to be drafted in order to do it. Now, I've also played an actual full Dynasty where you pick all your guys. When you pick guys up, you can keep them. Every year's only a rookie draft. I've played that one as well. Do you have a question around Dynasty? Happy to answer.
Oh, yeah.
We kind of played all of the different ones through the years. Looking at some of these games this week, Howie, one of the good ones that we're talking about is that Dolphins-Rams game. Both teams seem to really be getting back to full health, and it'll be a collision. Now, records-wise, it looks like the Rams should just run over the Dolphins. But there was, most of that is basically around Tua being out. What's your expectation from a fantasy perspective coming out of this game?
Oh, I'm looking. I don't know. I think it could be a score fest, but I'm thinking if anybody craps out, I think it'll be Miami for some reason. I just I wonder about that, but yeah. Would you pay?
Oh, would you pay a 2027 first rounder for Tyrone Tracy on a contender?
2027?
2027, yes. If you're the contender, you know what I mean, and you're just trying to get, and you're missing a piece. Here's the thing: we don't know what Tyrone Tracy is going to be after this year, and here's the problem with Tyrone Tracy is they're probably going to fire Daboll at the end of the year. We don't know what that new coaching staff is going to want to do. Are they going to look? I look at Tracy, and I think he's one of the better young backs this year. and he's only getting better because he was a wide receiver until late in his college, and then he became a running back. So he's still learning the position as a whole.
Right.
Would I give up a 27 first for Tracy on a contender if I have the chance? Yes. Just know you're gambling a future pick for this year because we don't know what Tracy's going to do once a new coach comes in.
And even your best backs, I don't care who they are, only last 3 or 4 years. Okay.
Yeah. You have your one-offs like the Saquons and the Derricks and those types, but
yeah,
most of them,
those guys are anomalies.
Yeah.
Even your guys that have the best seasons ever. Look at Bo Jackson.
He got hurt.
He got hurt, but that's what happens when you're a guy who's running up the middle and 11 other guys are trying to.
Arian Foster, he had 4 dominant years and it was gone. Sean Alexander, 4 dominant years. Priest Holmes, 3 dominant years. Larry Johnson, 4 dominant years. Then they're gone. Yeah. So you're talking about giving up a pick 3 years from now for a guy that can help you.
Might not be in the league.
Yeah, but he can help you right now.
But if you're like our league, a championship every now and then is a good thing.
Especially if it's money. If there's money attached to it.
Yeah.
I
would, what I would do, I just went out and picked him up. I dropped Mostert for him the other day and got him free up, I got him for $2 off the
Let me ask you this question. This might be the biggest question we have from a dynasty standpoint. What does your core look like? Are you older or are you younger? If you have an older core or an older roster, you're not going to want to trade to 2027 because in 2027, most of your guys are going to be gone and you're going to need to replenish. You're going to want that first round pick. If you have a good mix or you're a younger roster, you make that deal because your guys are going to grow into 2027. And you're not going to need that first round pick.
Yeah, hopefully.
Would be probably the best way to say that, because I've been on that side where I'm like, okay, I've watched people who had an older core and they just wanted to win the championship, so they gave it up. But in 3 years, they're looking to quit the league because they're screwed.
It's a dumpster fire. They got You look at their 5 keepers. You look at their 5 keepers, and they're like, "Can I just throw them all back in?"
I love this setup you got. Hurts, Nix, Goff, Amon-Ra, Olave, JSN, Devonta, Gibbs. Listen, all those guys are going to be in their primes in 3 years. You can afford to give up 2027 first if you think Tracy's going to help get you over the hump this year. I wouldn't give it up if Tracy's not going to be like an everyday play.
Who do you have besides Gibbs as a running back?
Yeah,
because Hurts is
and
good,
maybe that's why he's looking for Tracy.
You got 3 quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that you need them all.
Well, if they play 2, he might. If they play the Superflex League.
Okay. Yeah, but I don't.
They also got on, Mostert and Zeke. Okay. Listen. At this point, yes, you make that deal because Tracy comes in and it's going to be that back. So I would do it.
Mostert and Zeke are basically done.
They're on their way out.
Zeke's definitely done.
Yeah.
Mostert had his best years in San Francisco. So, and he's got Achane, so he's not going. Achane's not going anywhere. You go get Tracy. Matter of fact, like I said, I just dropped Mostert for Tracy. Didn't only cost me $2. It didn't cost me a first round pick.
But is there another running back you would target at that price for a first rounder in 27 that people might be willing to give up? That's the real question. What are the people going to be willing to give up?
Who knows what's going on in 27?
If you want to gamble, someone like Brooks with Carolina might be a good one.
That's a big gamble too.
That's a big gamble. Chuba just signed a new deal there.
Signed a 4 year.
Yeah. Like honestly, I think Tracy's probably your best bet right now. Maybe you could probably look at Pacheco.
Yeah, he'll be back.
He'll be back. He's hurt right now. Someone might be willing to get off of him. I'm trying to think of Trey Benson's a gamble. He was a 2nd round pick. Connor's getting older. Trey Benson could be someone you get. Maybe you don't have to give up a first for Trey Benson. Maybe you give up a second for Trey Benson and you wait for him. But if you're looking for someone to help you this year, Tracy's probably your best bet.
Yeah.
But I love the question. You know, like I love to get digging in deep to looking at rosters and how they are going to pan out down the line, because that's what it's all about. Also, how do you expect your team to look in 3 years from now? Do you think you're going to be a late round first pick, or you think you're going to be high first pick? Because that also goes into it.
Yeah, it's tough to read it that far down the line.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, we're thinking the same way. Those
Yeah.
names. If we can give you anything on how you should look at that and those names that just confirm what you have, then yes, that's awesome. I'm glad you asked the question, because I love that type of discussion.
Yeah, that's a definite crystal ball type of question, though.
You're looking big picture, man.
Yeah,
It's a big picture game. Like, it's not a year to year thing in a dynasty.
When I drafted this year, I drafted looking toward next year.
Yeah,
I really did. I picked up Chubb, and people were like, "What? He's not even going to play. He will be next year, and he's a keeper now."
Mm-hmm.
So, not that I help myself out. I mean, I'm 1-8.
Yeah, but it's a bigger picture play, right?
Right, because for those of you who don't know, like he said, we've been playing for 21 years. He's won 4 championships. I've got 5.
I'm trying to catch him,
but I just snipped him. So, but we're the top 2. I think the next one close to us is 3. So,
yeah. And we've had almost, I think we've had the core of us have been here for the 21 years. Well, we have one guy that just keeps rotating, one position that keeps rotating.
Yeah. Well, we've had, let's see, 8 guys started 21 years ago, and we've had a total of 11 guys.
Yeah. And 7 are the same guys that started 21 years ago.
Right.
Yeah. It's just one guy just keeps rotating out. So, yeah. But, man, I love your setup, your core of who you got. I think you've done a really good job. I don't know if this is your first year drafting, but if it was, you drafted fantastic, because you are set up to compete every year over the next few years.
Don't get trade happy, though. I mean, you've got a nice core now, and some people say, "Ooh, maybe I can upgrade with this guy." It's like, maybe you can, but if you've got a solid core, see what you get each year. And every now and then pick up that gem. I just lucked out in a trade where I picked up T. Higgins for Jayden Reed, and I got a better draft pick, and I'm not the one who made the offer.
Yeah.
So
another guy to look at, Ray Davis in Buffalo.
Yeah.
If you're looking future, because Ray Davis could still help you a little bit this year, but Cook is only going to be with Buffalo for another next year, and then it's going to be turned over. They did the same thing with Singletary. They did the same thing with Moss. They did the same thing with Frank Gore. They just rotate those backs. They spend 4 years and then move on. Ray Davis is someone to keep an eye on as well. So Bucky Irving is someone to keep an eye on. How's he going to look? Yeah. Maybe those guys don't cost you the first. Maybe they cost you a second or a third. So there's guys out there that you can get that can help you. Okay, so let's go back to another game this week that we talked about. This lovely Giants-Panthers game. I know this ties into your big, your big one today, and about guys that you think could go in the deep league diggers.
Yeah, it's kind of
so let's just jump into it now. What are you feeling about this Panthers-Giants game?
Okay, first of all, I've named this. I like giving games a name, so this is the Who Cares Bowl. You got 2 teams with 3 or 4 wins between them, but you got four teams on byes.
Yep.
You got Lawrence, who might not play. You got Dak, who's out. So there's 6 quarterbacks that aren't playing today or tomorrow. Yeah. I'm pushing Daniel Jones. Carolina's susceptible to the run, and he's got Neighbors, and he's got Robinson. He's got that tight end,
Theo Johnson.
Mike loves him.
I do.
I'm saying that you could almost, if you were just streaming and it didn't cost you anything, you could pick up Daniel Jones. You can get Tyrone Tracy, running back. You got Theo Johnson in this game. For Carolina, you got Leggett, you got Coker, you got Chuba, you got Neighbors, you got Robinson in this game. I mean, there is so much fantasy possibilities here with two teams that are terrible that I think the Giants could just they've been tough. They've been losing games, but they've been tough. So if you're looking for somebody who I'm pretty sure is on the waiver wire still, you can go out there and get you a Theo Johnson. And I picked up Tyrone Tracy yesterday. Just boom, he's just sitting there, And Daniel Jones, Mike hates him, but I think
I would play him this week.
This is a good week. This is a good week for.
I hate him in general. I think you have better options, but he has a prime matchup, and they're playing so their head coach can get back on the plane.
Yeah, it's either that or Wiener Schnitzel for you, Dable.
Like at the end of the day, Dable might be told to take his own flight back from Germany. It's one of those things. They don't let him back on the plane. Like, okay, you can fly yourself home, buddy.
I do have a couple other receivers for deep dives that you might want to take a look at.
Okay.
Since D-Hop left Tennessee, the new guy there, and his nickname is NWI, but his name is Nick Westbrook Akine.
Mm-hmm.
He's a pretty good wide receiver. I think he's gotten a touchdown in the last 4 games. So that's somebody to look at that'll probably be out there. And then Noah Brown from the Redskins.
Man, couldn't the Texans use him right now?
Yeah.
And they just released him because they were so deep. Man, they could be using some Noah Brown right now.
Oh, they'd love him right now, I mean, if you look at his stats, it's deceiving because he gets a 72-yard catch on that Hail Mary. So don't let the stats deceive you. But he catches a lot of balls. So that's my deep digger.
And I love Jaden, his quarterback. He's got a good quarterback. That's the key with those young receivers like that.
Yep.
Jaden is looking really good right now.
Yeah.
So I like that.
Those are basically my deep diggers for the week. It's weird when one team dominates it, but that's the matchup. It's the complete matchup. And the reason running backs do so well against Carolina is because in the first half of the game, the quarterback and the receivers trounce them so bad that all they got to do is run the rest of the game. So first half of the game, it may be Daniel Jones and Neighbors and Robinson, but the second half of the game, it's going to be Theo Johnson and Tyrone Tracy. So,
a couple guys that we touted last week. Obviously, Robinson for the Rams, we thought was a really good pickup. So this week, there's a couple other guys. Jalen Naylor from Minnesota always seems to be the guy that makes the big catch. It's worth out. Mason Tipton for New Orleans is someone to keep an eye on with Olave out. They're gonna need somebody, and with Rashid, they're gonna throw it to somebody. Trey Palmer for Tampa Bay is gonna be back. Someone to look at. Tampa Bay throws a lot to Kate Otten. Sterling Shepard has been getting more and more there. So it'll be nice there. Alec Pierce, who has been kind of an afterthought, but there's no Michael Pittman this week, so he might be someone you want to look at. And then for
no slouch,
and then for there's 2 others for Carolina. Jalen Coker, we talked about him last week,
right?
I think Coker's gonna be one of them, and then Parker Washington for the Jags. They don't have a lot of healthy wide receivers. Someone to think about.
Oh, and for a tight end, if you're looking for somebody, I don't know if he's still out there, but Jonnu Smith. It seems like he gets a lot more than you would expect in Miami.
Yeah,
he's been vulturing Tyreek left and right.
Someone to keep an eye on as well is Jatavian Sanders at tight end for Carolina. It looks like they're Tommy Tremble has been banged up, and when Sanders is actually the starter, he seems to get more. So if you're looking for a tight end, look at there. And then I don't know if he's still out there, but man, Colby Parkinson for the Rams has been fantastic this year.
They haven't made a lot of noise about him, but he's their go-to guy.
When
they're not throwing to one of the big boys,
yep,
he's right there. And Stafford loves that kind of stuff. He loves having an outlet.
Yeah, he does. Also, guys, while we're in our transition here, make sure you vote. Get that out there for Howie's Hot Pepper Challenge. It's fantastic. Also, like, comment, subscribe. It helps the channel. Appreciate it when you guys do that. Okay, so Howie, let's jump into some sit starts here. Are you gonna go a banged up Jalen Hurts, or are you gonna go Sam Darnold at the Jags? Hurts at Dallas versus Darnold at the Jags.
I like Darnold this week.
You like Darnold this week?
I really do. Hurts. I was gonna have Hurts as one of my, possible chili peppers, but I thought, nah, he's had his day. So yeah, but I'm looking at Darnold in this one.
Mayfield versus San Francisco, Tua at LA Rams.
I think Tua's got a better chance than Mayfield does this week.
Yeah, he does. Don't you forget that. As our X factor is, you have Stafford. I have Tua.
Yeah. But I don't have Mayfield. So, I would go.
Would you go Stafford against Miami or Goff at Houston?
Goff at Houston. Well, wait a minute. Goff at Houston.
You had to think about that. You want to walk us through your thought process there, brother?
Well, I was thinking of Houston's defense is fairly tough still, but
it's fairly tough. Will Anderson got banged up last week. Is one of their DNs, and once he got hurt, you really saw that defense giving up a bunch to Aaron Rodgers and company.
Yeah. Well, Detroit's got all its offense back this week. JMO's back. Amon-Ra's back. Is okay. Your running backs are good. Laporta's fine. He just
hasn't had to be involved as much this year.
They are cruising right now,
mm-hmm.
and I think when a team's cruising, you're going to distribute it a lot. So they've got the mouse to feed. All Goff's got to do is get them the ball.
All right, you're going to love this one. Kyler Murray or Aaron Rodgers, they play each other in Arizona.
I'm off the Rodgers train. I'm going to go with Kyle.
You're off the Rodgers train? You love the old men playing. I
like seeing, love the old men playing, how they're younger than you.
I know. Amy, what's going on?
I would have loved to seen Rodgers go out in a blaze of glory, but I
am glad he went down in a blaze of flames, because screw the Jets.
Yeah. Well,
Okay, here's a rookie matchup. Caleb versus Drake. Who you got?
That's a good one. Let's see.
The last rookie matchup we saw was Caleb versus Aiden, and you saw how that one played out.
Yeah, we did. I'm gonna go Caleb.
Caleb?
I don't think he's gonna bomb twice in
a
row.
Here's the last one for the quarterbacks. Flacco versus Buffalo, Cooper Rush versus the Eagles.
The Eagles defense has not been great. Rush is, believe it or not, 5-1 in starts.
That's why I brought him up.
Now, what's my choice again? Rush
Flacco against Buffalo or Rush against the Eagles?
I'm going to go Rush against the Eagles. Because if he has a great game, I need the Eagles to lose. And if he doesn't,
Although I think Flacco could throw the ball, I think if Indy's really going to stay in it, they're going to have to run.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens.
Love Saturdays. Love Fantasy Saturday. It's one of my favorite shows. I love Fantasy Saturday. All right, let's talk about some sit starts for the running backs. We got Kyren versus Achane. Who are you going with?
What?
Kyren.
Kyren
Williams versus Achane.
I'm gonna go Kyren.
All
I
right.
like him. I wish I would have drafted him.
Breece Hall or CMC?
Breece Hall. I don't think CMC is going to get as much play. I only expect him to get like somewhere between 12 and 13 points.
Joe
just don't see
Mixon or Jahmyr Gibbs?
Joe Mixon, Gibbs.
Mixon's been tearing it up.
Yes, he has, but he's not playing. He hadn't been playing Detroit, so we'll see.
I mean, it's the same game. That's why I asked the question.
Yeah, that's why.
Aaron Jones or DeAndre Swift?
Boy,
I like Achane too. Achane's so good. He's so fast. No, Achane Howie.
Jones. Man, I'm gonna go with Swift.
Okay.
He's been doing quite well.
Jones is going against the Jags though.
Yeah.
Who are primed to be run on.
I see Jefferson having a great game. I mean, just smoking it, you know.
Doing like the Jamar Chase, 12 catches, 200-something yards, and multiple touchdowns.
I'm not going to predict that, but I think, for Jason's sake, he's going to need JJ because CeeDee's going to get
nothing. Well, you said Cooper. You thought Cooper would still. So Cooper
well, okay.
Just go to CeeDee.
Yeah, he might. Yeah, I'll see.
You know.
I don't put money on that Cooper Rush thing, but you know, statistically, he should do fine.
We'll see.
I'll tell you what, I would love to see him come out and just turn the Cowboys around and put a real bind in Jerry's panties. I'll tell you, that would be so great.
Right. I mean, if you look at it, they're paying $60 million for a quarterback that couldn't get the Cowboys on track, and then their backup does it.
Yeah,
that they're paying
who hasn't really played for a few years,
like $835,000. Last time he was in, he went 5-1 and kept him in the hunt.
Hey, would that be something? That's
that's a Cowboys problem, right?
There's a story every year, This could be the big story this year.
Every time the guy gets in, all he does is win. At the end of the day, that's all you need. You need a guy to win.
That's right.
Although I don't expect the Cowboys to win because that defense
is just God, no.
Horrific.
I mean, I just added another win or two to the Redskins season just because, so.
Okay. Moving on here. We got Jonathan Taylor or James Cook. They're playing each other.
Ooh. I think the Bills are more susceptible to the run, so I'm going to go with Taylor.
Okay. They are without a couple of their starting offensive linemen.
I don't think that's going to make a difference.
Okay. Tyrone Tracy or James Conner?
Tracy.
Love Tracy.
It's kind of it's a selfish homer pick too.
Hunt or J.K. Dobbins?
Hunt or Dobbins? Hunt's playing against Denver. I'm going to go Dobbins.
Okay. I like that one. Stevenson or Chuba?
Boy, Stevenson's been doing quite well, but Chuba.
He's got Chicago though. At Chicago, that's a stingy defense.
Boy, they're both of them are going up against. I'm going to go with Chuba. Let's see if the man just got paid can do what he wants, do what he needs to do.
Yeah.
Ooh, there's one.
McBride or Kincaid?
This one's for you. Who are you going to pick?
McBride.
On this one? Think so? Yeah.
I have yet to see them really use Kincaid the way everyone expected them to use Kincaid.
And didn't you say Kincaid's been kind of redshirt?
Yeah, he has a collarbone issue. He's been in a red non-contact.
Oh, if he's got a collarbone issue, that makes it tough to reach up for them, 50-50 passes. Yeah, I would go with McBride too.
Amy Kincaid, ouch. Listen, Amy, you watch the same games I watch. The Kincaid and Allen just haven't been on that same page this year, and they haven't figured out how. Like most of Kincaid's catches are within like 1 or 2 or 3 yards of the line of scrimmage, and they're coming up and smacking him. I need to see them use him on those corner routes and those deep crossers, and they just don't right now.
He's kind of like your show me guy.
Yeah, like look here, and then we're gonna hit this guy over here.
Well, it's like me and Pickens, and I hope he doesn't show me this week. but he's been the guy. It's like every time I have to pick Pickens or somebody else, it's like, well, shit. if he would show me something, and I'm just hoping he didn't pick this week to show me. Cook or Ray?
Ray baby back ribs Davis.
If Cook plays, you're going with Cook.
I love Ray Davis. He is the RB2 there.
Yeah.
If Cook's healthy, he's going to get the majority of the carries. Although Ray Davis seems to be the guy that's the big play guy of the two. Yeah, and you're right. You're right, Amy. Coleman's kind of the same way right now. He's the show me guy. Looks good, but man, like Buffalo 7-2, and they really haven't clicked on offense yet.
No, which should scare the rest of the league.
You know,
but I
Ray
mean,
Davis all day. Okay, I like it. Kareem Hunt. Oh, did we do Kareem Hunt already?
We did Hunt
and Dobbins, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Najee or Rashard White?
Najee. Damn it.
All right. And then our last one with the running backs, Eckler or Javonte?
Eckler.
Okay. Let's go to
I think Kansas City's defense is a little tougher, and Eckler gets passes. Besides, he didn't just run the ball. No.
Here's one for you: Devontae or Garrett Wilson? Same team. Which one's going to be the play on that team?
Wilson against Arizona.
Why? Because I can't spell Najee.
In Arizona.
Okay,
that's good. I'm going to say Devontae. I'm going to say they finally been playing enough catch to get back.
Okay. I like that. Debo or Josh Downs? And you would think by name it would automatically be Debo, but Josh Downs has been
not necessarily
putting up some freaking stats, man.
I'm going to go with Downs. Yeah.
Okay. Start two at flex. McBride, Kincaid, Ray Davis, Q Johnson, Noah Brown.
Two at flex. McBride and Brown. I like McBride over Kincaid. Davis is back up to Cook. Q has not shown me anything. So, yeah. Brown.
I'm going McBride and Kincaid.
Okay.
And here's the reason why for Kincaid over Q or Brown. There's no Coleman this week. There's a good chance there's going to be no Amari. That means they're going to have to, the targets are going to have to go somewhere. Kincaid also leads our team in targets. Doesn't in catches, but in targets. I have a feeling they're going to have to scheme up Kincaid this week if both of those guys are gone.
That's a good point.
Love Noah, but Noah's also option 5 in that offense.
He gets a lot more. Him and Zacharias get a lot more love than you think, though.
What? How many targets do they get a week?
Well, it's more team play than that.
Yeah,
you're right.
And then from a fantasy perspective, like I would want them on my team, but from a fantasy perspective, you look at guys that get targets. I'm going McBride, Kincaid.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
No way, gotta stick little Ray in there against the Colts. Hey,
okay.
How many fourth downs will the Bills go for this week? Over, under 1.5? It's my own fantasy question.
Over.
Under.
Okay.
I think they go for 1 4th down. I think McDermott plays it safe this week. 7-2 in the division. He's not going to be looking to be super aggressive. McDermott, Scotty. He does. There's times that he just goes. He's going to say, make them score me. If they're running the ball on us and it's a tight game, you might see over. But if the game script goes how I think it's going to go, it's going to be one of those things McDermott says, I punt it away. He's not going to take those chances. Under. Yeah, I'm going under. I think 1. I think he goes for 1. All right. Did you tell me if it's Debo or Downs? Who you going with?
Downs.
Going Downs? Okay. What about Devonta and Pickens? I love this one.
Devonta.
They are perfect on fourth down. I do agree with that. Going Devonta, okay. What about Mooney or Tank Dell?
I like Mooney. He's on fire lately.
McConkey or Shakir?
Shakir. I think he's going to be the go-to guy this week.
Harrison Jr. or Hopkins?
Hopkins.
And you have Hopkins going under 20.
I have Harrison below that.
Okay. Ridley or Sutton?
Ah, geez. You're picking two guys that get a catch or two a game. God dang it. Ridley's on. Who's Ridley? Ridley's Tennessee or
yeah, Ridley's in Tennessee.
Tennessee
playing the Chargers
versus
Sutton's at Kansas City.
I gotta go with Ridley.
All right. DJ Moore or Jalen Waddle?
Moore. Give me more.
What makes you think Moore over Waddle?
Waddle's just, I mean,
he disappears.
He disappears.
But so does DJ Moore. He just walks off the field.
Well, yeah, I like DJ.
All right.
I'm just going to go on a personal preference and say I like DJ better.
Hit that like button, you weak fin fans. Oh, that's funny. Addison or Odunze?
Addison or Odunze? I'm going with the Odunze. I'm going with the Chicago boys this week. I'm telling you.
All right. Here's one that you're going to love. Leggett or Wan'Dale Robinson? It's in your game.
I think Wan'Dale Robinson will do better than Leggett.
All right. If Amari plays, Jameson Williams or Amari?
If he plays.
JMO coming back from
Amari
suspension.
is good for a lot of catches across the middle, and JMO's your home run hitter. I'm going to go with Amari.
Okay.
If he plays.
Here's the last one for the wide receivers. Q, Johnston, or Xavier Worthy?
Jesus. Worthy.
Okay. I like it.
Well, with Hopkins and Kelsey out there, Worthy might just sneak away for a
Sounds like Hopkins is your pepper alley. Yeah, so if he goes under 20, and that's what you voted on, Howie eats a pepper. If he goes over 20, Howie escapes. And because we have a super chat, we have a sound. If it plays, it's just soaking me. I can't hear the train here. Wow, it's like won't play.
I'm hearing it.
Okay, you hear it this time?
Oh, I'm hearing it. You've been cutting out and locking up a lot.
Okay. I don't know what's going on. All right. You get the sound. You get it. Train horn.
Yay.
All right. We got another one coming in. Sup up, guys. Need help this week to start 2 wide receivers and a flex non-PPR. Hopkins, Cooper, Waddle, BTJ.
Hey, how long is that horn gonna go?
I turned off the horn.
That's going still.
Does anybody else hear the horn?
I mean, it's like it's in my backyard. I'm halfway yelling with the
Is that better?
That's much better.
All right. I don't know why. It doesn't show that it's on my side.
Your face has been locking up and your voice has been.
Yeah, you've been doing that on my side too. So
really, it must be the site.
I don't have the repeat on, so I don't know what Tommy's talking about. It's finished. Okay.
Need help.
Yeah. So people are hearing me, Howie. I think it's on your side.
What?
The lockup. But anyways, let's get back to the question that was asked. Sup guys, need help this week. Start 2 wide receivers and a flex non-PPR. Hopkins, Cooper, Waddle, BTJ, McMillan, Pearsall, Bucky, Bigsby, or Mason.
God, it looks like the injury list.
He needs 2 wide receivers and a flex. So let's go with the flex. I love Mason. as a goal line guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, if BTJ plays, Brian Thomas plays, I'm going Hopkins and Brian Thomas. Oh my God, Scott, you are such a jerk. He wants to hear it again. Are you hearing it? 'Cause I don't hear it on my side.
That's 2.
All right.
Yeah, that's off.
All right. There you go. You got it. I'm like, I don't hear it on my side, so you got to tell me when you hear it. All right.
So we didn't answer that question.
Yeah, I answered on my side. I would have gone Hopkins, BTJ if he plays. If he doesn't play, because I don't know if Cooper's going to play either, I'm probably going Hopkins, DJ, and Mason.
You know who might be sneaky in there is McMillan.
McMillan's been battling injury, though.
Oh, is he?
He didn't play last week because he was hurt.
Well, that's what I was saying. It's like, well, Cooper's kind of hurt. Waddle kind of disappears. BTJ's kind of hurt. DJ. Is that more?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. There's one for me.
Yeah.
I'm going DJ, Hopkins, and Mason.
That's who I went with.
Oh, okay.
I'd go BTJ if he plays, because I think if he plays, he's worth the play over DJ. But if BTJ doesn't play, then I'm going Hopkins, DJ, and Mason. If BTJ does play, then I'm going Hopkins, BTJ, and Mason.
Okay.
But I love the question. Love the question.
Yeah, good one.
Where's my damn horn? You got plenty of your horns, brother. Got plenty of your horns. Oh my God! Here's another one. Blow the horn if the Bills are going to dominate.
If the Bills dominate this Sunday.
Blow that horn. Blow that horn. There you go. He loves his horn.
I guess. And loves blowing something.
blowing his paycheck on us. What he's blowing.
Not blowing his paycheck on me.
Andrews. Oh wait, Andrews played. So Kincaid or Pitts this week?
Kincaid or Pitts this week? I'm going with Pitts.
Otten or Kittle?
Kittle. I think
he's been tearing it up.
Purdy likes Kittle lately.
Hockenson or Laporta?
Hockenson.
Okay. Man, you're really going. Really? Okay.
I'm
Ferguson or Henry?
Ferguson.
Jonnu or Ertz?
Ooh. You know, I want Ertz to do well, but I think Jonnu's going to have a better game.
Okay.
I really do.
Where was I just at? I was okay. Kmet or Goddard?
Is Goddard back?
Yeah, it doesn't show he has any designation next to him.
Okay, well, he wasn't back last week, so this is his first week back. He is playing Dallas. I'm going to go with Kmet.
All right, I like that. Last one, Schultz or Freiermuth?
Well, Pittsburgh likes its tight ends. I'm going to go with Freiermuth.
Freaking Scott. Blow that horn, brother. All right, he's paying for his train horn. You know, it's one of those things. All right.
Yeah, I guess so.
You're gonna kill me. Listen, you want me to keep playing the train horn? We'll play the train horn. All right, Howie. As we look to wrap up this show, we're going to jump into our last week's Howie's Hot Pepper Challenge. You said 3 Buffalo Bills. Blame Tommy. I do blame Tommy for saying anytime that someone gives a super chat, the horn goes off. You know, last week we had 3 Buffalo Bills had to score touchdowns. We had 3 Buffalo Bills score touchdowns. So no hot pepper for you this week, which is a positive, I guess, for you.
And I felt that was kind of a
Gimme.
too easy of a pick. That was a gimme.
If you would have went with
You guys are averaging 38 points a game. 3 guys are going to score.
and our offense really hasn't clicked yet.
You know.
Yeah.
I could have said 4 last week, and that would have been a tougher challenge.
You know, yeah, it would have been.
You know, I like doing tougher. If I did challenges and never ate a pepper, who would give a shit?
Right now,
You know,
that's why we're
people-
changing it. You no longer
Yeah.
get to pick it. The chat picks it. It's you versus the chat. If the chat gets it right, you eat the pepper.
Well, I give you options, you know, and they're all makeable, they're all winnable, and they're all losable. But I'm not going with the crazy ass ones like
Scott,
I used to.
boo, no pepper challenge. That's weak shit. Hey, Scott, that's why you get to choose yourself. Now you get to be the guy who forces him to eat a pepper.
I would love to see the people who vote against me that lose have to eat a pepper. That would make put a little skin in the game, you know. That way, when they talk shit, they can talk shit. But you know,
yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
That ain't gonna happen.
They get to choose it. They get to choose the hot pepper challenge. Get it right, and he'll come on here and eat his pepper.
What's the vote this week? I can't see any kind of
the vote
tally.
This week. The last I had saw it's 60% D Hop under 20 with 10 votes.
Oh, 10 votes. Okay, well,
10 votes with D Hop under 20. So 60% of the votes.
So D Hop goes under 20. I got to eat a pepper.
No, they're right. They're right, and then you have to eat the pepper. Yeah. So if they goes under 20, you have to eat the pepper. If he goes over 20, you don't.
Okay.
You know,
I thought I was correct because I'm saying D Hop's going to get under 20.
Yeah. That was one of the things that everyone believes he's going to get under 20 fantasy points. I don't see that. You know, but hey, more power to them. Any final deep league diggers that you got before we wrap this thing up?
No.
All right, we went through all of them inside of there.
Just remember, check your lineup because there's a lot of buys and a lot of situations out there.
Also, check your league's ad drop trade deadline. See when that is.
Yeah, ours is what, Monday?
Yeah. So, Scott comes in and says, Howie, I give a shit. Let's blow that one for the pepper challenge.
Okay. Hit it.
All right, got your thing. All right, so our X Factor, Howie. Last week you won with the combo of Swift and Odunze. You beat Connor and Harrison Jr. by 2 points. This week, our thing is Tua versus Stafford. I have Tua, you have Stafford.
Yes.
Now let's make this point because I'm a Bills fan. You chose first and took Stafford, which gave me Tua.
Right.
Thanks,
he knew what I was going to pick, so he let me go first.
Oh no!
So that it wouldn't look bad for him.
No! Don't go there. I picked who we were going to go with, so I had to let you pick. The players. That's kind of how this works.
He's just being nice because I gave him a jacuzzi.
That too. That works. All right. So we'll see you guys next week, same time. Make sure you catch Tommy on the no, it's not Roundtable. It's AFC Shakedown is the one that's coming up after this. And then Tommy and I will be on for the post game. He also has pregame for the Buffalo game on Sunday. So if you're a Bills fan, please come back and watch us. For Howie, I'm Mikey, and we're out.
Peace.